How is Saudi Arabia, a country known for its enormous deserts, becoming a green paradise? From heavy showers and record-breaking rainfall to NASA's satellite images capturing stunning greenery, there's a fascinating story behind this astonishing transformation. But what contributes to this greening? And is it entirely natural or man-made? Join us today as we reveal the secrets of how Saudi Arabia is transforming its deserts into lush green landscapes. You know, when people think of Saudi Arabia, they usually envision vast deserts and sand, not lush greenery or carbon-capturing algae. But you'd be surprised to learn that the country is actually working on turning its deserts green. Last December, Saudi Arabia experienced heavy showers, leading to severe flooding in areas like Mecca. But you wouldn't believe what happened next. The surrounding desert turned green. Especially in the west, there was an abundance of vegetation that could even be seen from NASA satellites in space. It's an astonishing sight. The locals have been sharing pictures of this lush greenery on social media, and some have even linked to a Muslim prophecy stating that the last hour won't come until the land of Arabia turns into meadows and rivers. It's a fascinating connection they're making, considering the massive growth of vegetation in the desert. However, it's worth noting that such outbursts of plant growth have been observed in the Saudi Arabian desert before. The country has actively worked to promote plant growth in the desert by tapping into deep groundwater sources. This effort started back in 1991, when green fields capable of growing wheat and other crops began showing up on satellite images. Over the years, the greenery has continued to increase. But this most recent surge of vegetation isn't due to man-made efforts. It's all thanks to the excessive rain the region experienced. Jeddah and Mecca recorded record levels of rainfall, leading to the desert transforming into a green paradise. It's a remarkable natural phenomenon. While this greening of the desert is awe-inspiring, it's essential to consider the availability of underground water resources. Hydrologists estimated in 2012 that it would only be economical to pump water from the desert for about 50 years. So it's crucial to balance the efforts to support the growth of vegetation with the responsible use of these precious water resources. But what if the rainfall does not meet the Arabians' needs? How will they transform the deserts into more green land? Climate science tells us that dealing with climate change requires more than just moving away from fossil fuels and reducing CO2 emissions. It's crucial to focus on carbon removal through technology and natural solutions like planting trees. And that's exactly what Saudi Arabia is aiming for with its Saudi Green Initiative, or SGI. Under the SGI, they are introducing various new technologies, changing farming practices, and increasing vegetation across the kingdom. The goal is to rehabilitate a massive 40 million hectares of land and plant a staggering 10 billion trees. It's an ambitious project that's being carefully planned by considering factors like water availability, climate, topography, soil moisture, and plant habitats. Saul Musarova, a researcher in plant science at King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, or KAUST, explains that they've compiled a comprehensive list of vegetation and proven planting methods to ensure sustainable ecological succession. They're not just throwing seeds around randomly. They're strategizing and creating a landscape plan that takes into account global, regional, local, rural, and urban contexts. In an area with low rainfall and declining groundwater levels, they have a mission to stop and even reverse desertification and soil degradation. All the while, they want to protect biodiversity and safeguard the region's dwindling water reserves. It's a comprehensive approach that involves analyzing observational data, experimental data, and numerical models, and exploring various technological options to repair degraded ecosystems. Saul Musarova, who's been involved in reviewing the SGI project, explains that this method can put a stop to desertification, preventing sand encroachment, promote the growth of more plants, mitigate drought impacts, and provide support to vulnerable residents. It's all about creating a sustainable environment and improving living conditions for the people. By the way, it's fascinating to note that, back in January, there was something amazing happening in the western region, including places like Makkah and Medina. After weeks of torrential rain and flash flooding, the desert lands turned green. Yes, you heard it right, green. There were even pictures of camels happily grazing on fresh grass and bushes that were once dry. But here's the thing. This recent greenery isn't just a temporary phenomenon due to rainfall. Dr. Sagar Parajuli, a research scientist at COST with a PhD in geosciences, points out that while increased rainfall did contribute to it, the greening of Saudi Arabia is an ongoing effort with more profound and purposeful reasons behind it. The transformation of Saudi Arabia's landscape can actually be tracked using a nifty index called the Normalized Difference Vegetation Index, NDVI, which is derived from satellite data. This data shows that there has been a noticeable increase in greenery across different parts of the country in the past few decades. It's quite impressive to witness such positive changes. But let's not get carried away. Turning a barren landscape into a green oasis is no easy feat. Dr. Maria Fernanda Nava Ocampo, a scientific consultant for the SGI, highlights the challenges they face. They're exploring various approaches and adopting new technologies for water harvesting and evaporation reduction. Learning from past experiences, they are committed to increasing the green cover in a sustainable manner. One of the main driving forces behind the greening efforts has been the improvement of irrigation systems. Additionally, the construction of dams has helped recharge groundwater and support the establishment of new cities like Niam, where tree planting is a priority in their design. Dr. Parajuli emphasizes the importance of an improved irrigation network, mentioning a fascinating center pivot irrigation system that can irrigate a large area in a circular manner. Advanced technologies are playing a vital role in bringing about these changes in the kingdom. Speaking of dams, hundreds of artificially constructed dams have been put in place to retain water and recharge groundwater, which has significantly improved irrigation for agricultural fields. However, there's still a challenge to tackle. Analysis of satellite data indicates that groundwater levels have been depleting since about 2006. Although the dams have helped partially compensate for this decline, the repletion rate hasn't been enough to completely reverse the trend. You know, cloud seeding has been a game changer in Saudi Arabia's greening efforts. According to Dr. Parajuli, it's a well-tested technology that involves some experimental efforts to generate rainfall in specific locations. And the best part is that it can promote vegetation growth in the deserts. That's pretty impressive, right? But that's not all. They're also exploring a fascinating innovation called liquid nanoclay, LNC, which was invented by a Norwegian scientist and showcased at Expo 2020 in Dubai. This process can turn barren desert sand into fertile soil, which opens up incredible possibilities for increasing greenery. However, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to greening the country. Dr. Ocampo emphasizes that it requires a holistic perspective, combining various methods to enhance soil quality, improve water retention, and utilize native species. They're currently in the early stages of the initiative, and the final products and technologies they'll use will be decided as they progress. Now, you might wonder if blanketing dry land with green flora could negatively impact the ecosystem. Dr. Parajuli does raise a concern that it could potentially lead to limited rainfall due to decreased desert land temperature. You see, deserts play a crucial role in supplying essential nutrients, like iron and phosphorus, to the Red Sea ecosystem during dust storms. But he also assures that it might not be a severe issue. On the other hand, Dr. Ocampo remains optimistic about the Saudi Green Initiative. They are carefully considering all environmental factors, impacts, and scientific inputs to avoid any negative consequences on the ecosystem. They understand the importance of getting things right and minimizing risks. It's undeniable that the SDI is a challenging endeavor, but it's crucial to get closer to nature and find sustainable solutions. Dr. Ocampo highlights that the initiative can foster a stronger connection between society and the environment, which is undoubtedly a step in the right direction. With their dedication and thoughtful approach, there's hope that Saudi Arabia can create a greener and more harmonious environment for everyone. As we wrap up this look at Saudi Arabia's incredible transition to a greener economy, it's clear that the effects on the environment are innovative. And if you liked the video, click like and subscribe to our channel to discover more about the incredible happenings on our planet.